Okay, so muscle agility techniques for the hip adductors. Okay, so this is, look, it is easy, but there is a trick to it, because let me show you what can happen if you don't do it right. So if you're taking the adductors out into stretch to find their point of bind, if you don't stabilize this leg, then obviously this leg will come with you. Okay, so we want to avoid that. So in order, when you are doing this, what we can do is stabilize one hand and then walk out until we find that point of bind. Okay, so we're looking at the adductors themselves. Okay, so we've got adductor magnus and adductor longus, we've got brevis as well. If we come too far out this way, then we can actually pick up the hamstrings. So we want to make sure that we're actually targeting the adductors themselves. Now, in order to isolate the adductors, what we can do is then bend the knee. Okay, so by bending the knee, we are now isolating that we're getting a stretch on the adductors. Okay, so once again, the principle is we need to stabilize the opposite leg so that when we take it out to find that bind, that leg doesn't come with us. Okay, so take it to the point of bind, come slightly out. Now I'm going to nestle my thigh up against his knee, so that gives me extra support, and then obviously then I can hold the actual inside of his knee as well and his thigh there. So I take it up to the point of bind, I come slightly out of that point of bind, and now we can get Luke to just gently push into my leg and my hand. Okay, 10 to 12 second count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 and 12, and relax, 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 and then you can just then take up that next bit of range of movement, which is roughly around about here, and the same principle again. Okay, so it's again we're going to 10 second, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and relax, relax, relax. Maybe remember you're stabilizing the opposite leg, taking it up a little bit further, okay, to the next point of bind, and contract again, Luke. So once again, make sure we check in. We're in the third contraction now, so that's not too much, Luke. Okay, really important that if you're starting to overstretch this, then you know the agonist will start to, and relax, Luke, to contract, and then you know you've gone too far. Okay, so good. And then holding the last one for 25 to 30. Okay. Now, as I said, it's really important that you're stabilizing this leg. Okay, you're bending the knee here. If you are bringing the knee in extension here, then there's too much variation on not actually isolating the adductors. Okay, so first point of rule is obviously stabilizing the leg here, taking it out, bending the knee, stabilizing, finding that point of bind, and then moving on from there. Okay, so that's muscle agility techniques for the adductors.